Eve Paints.
Hey folks, welcome to another 3D Printing Patreon preview. I have updates and previews from 89 campaigns to share with you today. Quick content warning, some of these campaigns contain pinup style models. I've left a link in the description to a video discussing why that needs a content warning. That said, let's get started. First up, we have a Daemonic Portal by Iconic Minis. "3D Print Clerics' Spooktober release preview includes 6 Cryptstalker Bone Warriors. Countess Hollandlead here is a free download from Uncanny Minis. Stormcrow has a 2nd edition gold dragon and a bunch of little Gnarlids. Rising Kingdom Miniatures has 4 busts and 2 full-body sculpts of their demons this month. This wood monster is by Warehouse Workshop. Here's the reason for your dental pain from Tentacle Art. Here are more of the 5 planned Skelly Warriors from channel patron Lost Heresy. These evil mushrooms are by Ratman Forge. Here is a work-in-progress sculpt of an alien by the Surreal Factory. This frog alien is a preview of what Realm of Past has in store for their next set. Here is a new alchemist and a drow pit fighter by Your Neighbor Knight Minis. This is a member of the Naga Guard, part of Blue Wyvern's next release. Here is some work in progress on Cannoneers by Realmgate Studio. The Portal of Morrow has a big stompy orc boss this month. Here's a work in progress bridge and vault entrance by Savant 3D. This is Krakow from Celia Miniatures. Dragon's Lake Miniatures has a Divine Altar, Crucible of Slaughter, and an Effigy of Dread for their Dread Elves collection. Bob Naismith has a Militia Squad, Salvage Team, a Dreadnought, a bike with a sidecar, and a big buggy with crew. Here's the full preview of Polygrim's New Orleans-inspired voodoo vibes with detectives, locals, zombies, and more. Random Miniatures has been working on a magical sci-fi dinosaur for their space cowboys to fight. August McDaniel is still hard at work on their Ruins and Rubble Piles set. Arcanum Workshop has a teaser of the Mimics to come in October. This is a Japanese World War II SPH prototype tank from Panzerprinter. Here's a second Ice Age Hunter Gnome from Zandoria Studios, as well as a couple large room tiles. Urbad the Fat is coming from Max and Raw, as well as some light sources for the old broken road at night. Hive Delta is about 85% finished with this big spore bug. Red Nebular is nearing completion of their small-scale forest orcs and probably 28mm tribal space orcs. Vault Z has a Berserker Cop and some objective props. Valkyrie's Playground has Predators and Winged Jump Packs, and this dropship is their 3-month loyalty reward. Here are 3 Mighty Undead Knights from Orc King. The women of the Isle of Mios from Legend Builds are raised a little differently than in the rest of the Realm of Eros. Here is another snail from Cursed Forge Miniatures. This time it's a lava snail. Crosslance's second release for September is 6 steampunk characters. These are Storm Goddesses Raijin and Fujin, Thunder and Storm, by Village's Hope Miniatures. This drunken halfling wild sorcerer, known locally as the Deadbeat, is from Across the Realms. Greenskin Miniatures has Boar Riders, Orc Shaman and Hero, and Night Goblin Archers. Gloomy Kid Minis has part 2 of their Featherfolk. Here is a preview of a Soul Reaper by Creature Armory. Ilhadiel has updated their witches to be multi-part and modular, so now you can make your own. These are templates for Gasland's Legacy by Sable Badger. Here's another Raider from Imitation of Life Miniatures. These are early work-in-progress shots of Battle Yak Miniatures Dryerg Reavers. Here's a free download for September from Bogatyr Printables, a Big Tabaxi Monk. Here's an infantry tank with crew by Albino Raven Miniatures. Melkor, First and Mightiest of the Valar, is part of Crucible of Games' September release. This Black Star, boxy military mech by Polygon Masterworks is getting close to being finished. Turn-Based Miniatures has a special task force for their September release, with interchangeable heads for most of them. Here are previews of the many different terrain sets that Aether Studios is currently working on. These are Captain Flack, Nufkin, a Root Wizard, and Trader Guard action poses by Knucklebones Miniatures. This is the Angry Scorpion by Imperatum Art. To celebrate Mexican Independence Day, Maddox presents Obi-Juan. To celebrate you sticking around, they now have fidelity rewards, and just because they're awesome, multi-part speeders and occupants. Goonmaster Games is working on Spooky Town for their next release, with this Demon Lord and Ghostly Grim Reaper. Here is a preview of a Heliodon rider from Clay Beast Creations, Cavalry for their Star-Scaled Lizard Folk army. This is Maya from an old PC game called Septerra Core, a free download from Capsule Chibi this month. These are work-in-progress shots of Dynamo 3D's Mecha Knight Odessa. This is still a work-in-progress shot of Chronos by Tiger Skull RPG. Epix and Stuff's Miniatures has 3 different versions of Intellect Devourers this month. Here's a partial preview of Caballero Miniatures' next release, 11th Century Spanish Knights. Here are 4 Ashigaru from Bright Minis, as well as Trurl and Clapausius, 2 constructor robots. Here's a nice bit of work-in-progress scenery from Rageous Creations. Devale Games has Goblin Wargriders this month, as well as The Last King of the North. An Axolotl Assassin, an Armadillo Fighter, and more are on the way from Dice Heads. Kyoshu Neko Miniatures has almost finished work on their latest sci-fi release, Space Dwarves. Chibi STL has finished up work on their General Grievous model. Twin Goddess Miniatures is working on Halloween costumes for October. Here is a great little goblin encounter from Vevictus Miniatures. Don't let those little monsters get away with it. Here are the finished ruins of Vladivostok by Dark Realms. Duncan Shadow has previews of 2 new sets of Moosels for next month. Red Pilgrim has added a machine gun team to their growing army of Desert Hawks. The Sidewinders of the Loop by Daybreak Miniatures is a bunch of tieflings, some of them riding saber-toothed tigers. New models from Last Sword Miniatures include another member of the Sea Guard and Barbarian Cavalry. Here's a work-in-progress Merilith from Yasashi Kyojin Studio. Atlan Forge has a Gypton Ranged Amenti this month. These are an Aether King Abomination and a Clockwork Giant by Rocket Pig Games, teasers from their October release. This is the Duchess from Great Grimoire, as well as a cabin with an eerie old couch in it. Here is a teaser from Cobra Mode for October, Sarashino, Hikiga Spirit Binder. New previews from Gear Guts' Mech Shop this week include a couple War Bosses, Stompy Mechs, and Riding Boys. Gamescape 3D has previews of a warehouse this week. As well, they released a few free models on Thingiverse. It looks like Printed Obsession has a Dark Carnival in the works for October. .3D Art Digital has full previews of their Farson Satrapies for September, with a lizard riding hero, Ginny, modular assassins, and more. Ritual Casting is working on Senua, the Hunted, and her very creepy hunter for next month. Highlands Miniatures has finished off their Landsknechts of Soltau unit with a command squad and 2 female soldiers. For their first anniversary, White Werewolf Tavern is releasing the Legion of the Devils, with some big demons and some smaller units, including human soldiers for them to munch on. New previews from Epic Miniatures' Sky Dominion set include Heartless and Warrior Angels, Toucan Birdfolk, Wyverns, Cloud Giantesses, Seraphim Angels, a Chimera, Homunculus Batfolk, and Eagle Birdfolk. This is The Souls Within Steel, full preview from Mini Monster Mayhem for September. Dragons, horses, cobras, and more, all very sharp and dangerous looking. Here's a first look at Cyberforge's Katanas and Hexes release, coming in October. One Page Rules has added giant snakes to their September release, both with and without saddles. And finally, Titanforge has previews of their Animal Folk of the Gloomvale Woods, coming in October. That's all for now. Huge thanks goes to my supporters on Patreon. Your support really means a lot to me. Check back Tuesday for my next Kickstarter countdown video. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the videos, and thanks for watching.